Back today with an overview of a brand new light from Wurkkos, the TD11. Now this is a new flat flashlight that has a really great user interface, a mechanical lockout switch, and two different manual modes of operation. We are going to be going through all of that, and we're going to be discussing the discount available at launch. Now, the MSRP on these lights is right at $119, but at launch, they are doing a clickable $50 off coupon, dropping the price to about $69.99, which makes it very affordable for its feature set. We're going to be going through those features in a minute, but just know that all of the Amazon linking and discount info will be in the description below, and that Wurkkos sent this out to the channel. I don't have to send it back, so thanks to these guys. Let's start off by talking about the general basic specs and features and mode of operation. The first thing is you do have a mechanical lockout switch and a really nice OLED display telling you exactly what's going on. Then when you switch it over towards the main protruding button, you go into what I would call a tactical mode. This is very convenient for a wide variety of applications. You have the main button, which has a half press and a full press built in. The half press goes to 10 lumens, and it's really nice with the OLED display telling you exactly what lumen output you're at, which is really convenient. And it also tells you the time that you would have left in the battery percentage at that lumen setting. Now, it's a very tactile click, and you hit a hard stop at that half press. So you're not going to accidentally go into the full press, which I really like about that top button. Once you go into full press, you go into this blinding turbo mode of right around 3,000 lumens, and it will tell you how much time you have. Now, for me, that turbo mode is a very specific turbo mode, and then it starts to taper down. You don't have a ton of time there, but it is really nice when you were using that turbo mode, if you are kind of looking around and then boom, somebody's coming at you in a dark parking lot, or hey, you hear something go bump in the night at your house and somebody is walking down your hallway, boom, high beam, and you know the rest of it. So it's really convenient to have that right there. And then you also have this tapered switch, which is incredibly ergonomic while you're handling it to go into a defensive turbo mode. So if you are walking around at night and a dog happens to come up on you a little bit aggressively, boom, turbo it right in the face. If you are walk into your car at night and something happens, you have that access to the turbo mode right there. So love the feature set on that specific manual mode. Now you can switch over to what I would call the standard mode of operation, something that I would generally use a little bit more than the other main mode. At this point, you can click to turn on, you can click to turn off, and it's either a half press or a full press. It doesn't matter in this mode, but once you're in this mode, it'll tell you again the lumen output and how long you have, and you can long press and gradient down, and you can see the time increasing. Then you can long press and gradient up. Now, when you stop, it automatically goes back down the other way, no matter where you're at. So even if you go all the way to the top at the 3,000 lumens, it'll tell you you're there, and then it'll start automatically tapering down, which is really cool. So to avoid like a burnout. So you can see it's just slowly tapering down to avoid overheating or burning out the light. Long press, and then we'll kind of taper back down to a setting. And it does remember the last setting you were at, which is really convenient. So love that main button. Now here's where it gets interesting as well. Press goes into the side light. So very nice illumination here for a work light or an ambient light. You can click to turn off. You can long press at this point to gradient up all the way to 350 lumens, which is a really nice ambient work light, and then you can gradient down to 3 lumens. Now here you can double click and go to an RGB mode, long press to cycle through that color gradient. It's going to tell you the wavelength. So just a cool little OLED display right there. Now once you get to what you want, maybe a high-vis orange or red in an emergency situation, you can double click and then have this flashing. So if you clip this into your backpack, on your waistband while you're walking around at night, or maybe you need to change a tire or something like that and utilize this as a pseudo road flare, you have that there. You can double click again from this setting and it goes to different alert strobes. That one I would only use if you're in law enforcement. You have a really nice gradient RGB. Pretty cool, just fun little light right there. You can double click again and now you have kind of like a pulsing light. It goes through all of the colors during this period of time, which is pretty neat. Double click again and you've got that high-vis blue that goes into a green. It's kind of a gradient of all of the RGBs at this point. You click again and then you have a pulsing light. And this one right here is going to go through all of the colors. We'll click again, and now we have a stacking light. Just some very interesting feature sets on the side right here. And then it's going to cycle through those colors again. Then we've got this kind of pulsing light right here, going to cycle through all of the colors. And then a bouncing light. I believe we're going, yep, back to the original light right there. Click and turn off. So those are all of the features kind of built into that side cob light. Now, some other things that you may want to know is this is IP6 waterproof rated, so you're not going to have to worry about that. And it is fairly lightweight at only 4 ounces, 4.09 ounces to be exact. I love the quality of the build. I love the feel of this light. I love the ergonomics of the light, and I love the feature set. For me, the only thing that I would like to see included would potentially be some type of UV light. That would always be nice. But other than that, it is a really great light, especially for the feature set with the money. And I forgot to mention that this does have a proximity sensor, so it will dim out to that proximity sensor, which is really convenient so you don't burn a hole in your pocket or you get too close and overheat something. So a ton of specs and features went into this light. Wurkkos has that $50 coupon code to drop the price to $59.99. I really like it, or $69.99. I really like it at the $70 price point. For me, at the $120 price point, I would like to see the UV built in, but when it's on sale, it makes a really great value, and you may want to take advantage of it. Again, all of the information and linking will be in the description below. Thanks to you guys for watching. If you stayed to the end, you have a chance to win one of the new 704 Gear Mantis folding knives. This one has 14C 28N steel, micarta handles, and a completely reversible pocket clip with a push-button ball bearing action. In fact, we dropped the price of these down from $40 for Christmas down to $31.99 with free Prime shipping. And if you want a chance to win one, you can head over to the 704 Gear Instagram account. The 704 Gear Instagram account will also be linked in the description below. You'll find the photo of the Mantis knife. It'll be black and brown. You'll simply comment, tag somebody else, and follow the Instagram channel, and you'll be entered to win one of the 2 Mantises that we are giving away. That will be ending soon, so you may want to jump on that pretty quick. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.